OBS is having a bit of a mare there. I'm probably really fucking loud by the looks of it. Yeah.
Nice to know you do these checks beforehand.
I know.
Yep.
We're great at it, aren't we?
Pro streamer.
Professional.
OBS. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Oh no, you fucking loud by the looks of it. And now you've got. Jeez, that was bad. Alright, here we go. Let's get into the intro scene. Oh, that was painful.
Chair squeaking like a maniac go through. Does that?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it did. Apparently, I did some like.
It's a new noise for the song, you know. Like...
I mean, yeah. Apparently, I did some tinkering.
More rhythm.
Yeah. I don't even know.
The one time I don't mute up for the bloody intro. This is what happens.
The one time being like every time that we've done it this season, pretty much.
Yeah, true. Yeah, you're not wrong.
I mean, yeah. Anyway, welcome to the Catching Up Pod. Kind of doing a pod, kind of doing a live stream, just to, you know, it's been a while.
That's definitely an exaggeration.
Yeah, we're just bored, to be honest. We've got nothing better to do with summer. There's like literally no dodgeball, so you know.
I just can't leave the house at the moment. Yeah, that's fantastic stuff for me.
Please, everyone send.
Let Neutral Zone get an episode out before us, and this guarantees they won't. So.
It does actually.
Do you imagine they still beat us?
We
Somebody check the socials.
Someone look to see if there's anonymous aardvark in the fucking
Google spreadsheets. We can definitely put that onto the pod racing on the pod racing highlights.
Oh,
1-0 to us. Yeah. 2023 off to a hot start. I mean, I think this is the start of a new season, technically,
no,
right?
Let's go back here for a second. 2023 off to a good start.
Right.
August.
Right, 2023-2024 season, right? Because like we started last season with Euros. That's how we started the podcast. So this has got to be a new season now, right?
True, we are past the anniversary.
So 2023,
Yes.
2024.
Congrats, guys. Happy 1 year.
As long
Happy
as you
1
say
year.
you have to add in the 24 part, otherwise you suck.
Yeah, whatever. We can just like, it's fine.
I mean, he does usually anyway.
That's true.
Bloody hell. Right, off to a great start, as you can see. Yeah, and thoughts and prayers to Colm and on your speedy recovery. But shall we just dive straight in to...
I think we'll dive straight in.
Yeah, let's go. Right. So if you didn't see, yeah, this is gonna be full jank today. So we're just we're gonna send it.
No prep time at all.
No prep time. Just like completely bosh this together. So if you didn't see, about an hour and 5 minutes ago was the reveal of the pools, or the draw of the pools at least, on the Croatian YouTube. And we'll start with mixed, and we'll just do our initial reactions, and we'll probably do a preview, probably, no guarantees, probably do a preview episode later down the line. Hit the subscribe button if you want us to do that, by the way. That's how you vote for us doing episodes.
He's got full YouTube.
Yeah, there we go.
Right.
Yep.
I'm so proud of my guy.
That's the subscribe is the only way to get us to come back. If you don't want us to come back, tough.
Hit the like button if you don't want us to.
Subscribe if you don't enjoy this.
That's how to make us go away.
Basically,
ramp up our anxiety, and we'll disappear pretty quick.
Oh dear. Anyway, right. So mixed pools. I believe mixed pools this year were done in 4 pools, 4 pots, and then drawn from that. So rules are pretty straightforward. Is that you basically go off the ranking, and then the host nation always goes in pool A. Then you do the next however many down the rank till the end of the group, that pool, those number of pools. So we've got 4 pools, so it'll be the next 3. Then you get into another pot of 4, and you draw from them. Blah blah blah. You kind of get the idea. So yeah, thoughts. Go, people.
That draw happened.
That was a draw.
You know what? For the in terms of like a balance, like there's no ridiculously bad group other than maybe D. Maybe.
D's rough. A is probably.
A is lush. A is so
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
And for the record, I did not in any way interfere with the Swiss in the mix and the women's, and you can tell because of the Swiss in the men's. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one that you're not playing in.
Oh no! What a shame! How awful.
I mean,
how many times did they record the draw?
Kept sending it back and being like, "Oh no, you missed out on a regulation. I'm not going to tell you which one. Keep trying."
No, you have to open it on a Wednesday. Oh shit!
No, it has to be sunny outside. It can't be rainy. Like. God, Jesus. Right.
Yeah.
Back to good quality content as always. But I do think Pool A and B for new teams coming in, Serbia and Norway, this is actually going to be really good groups for them.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
They could definitely have some fun in that, and yeah, it's good learning grounds to see the European spot, I guess. Other than that,
one for because Ireland had a really rough time with the last year. I was in mix especially, so that's definitely a good chance to kind of like build back up confidence in that category because they put in some really strong teams previously. So that's definitely a good chance to potentially go through. It'd be really interesting to see like the kind of triangle of Italy, Switzerland, and Ireland kind of playing each other. I reckon there's going to be that probably the qualification be in between that. And I'm actually weirdly looking forward to Croatia versus Serbia just to see how that goes down.
I'm so curious. I mean,
yeah,
the Croatia-Serbia one will be interesting just because the Croatians will have they'll have a bit more experience because they have played.
They know what's going on now, yeah.
But the Serbian team is 50% handballers, I'm pretty sure. So.
Oh god, the arms.
It's the arms. It's brute strength against tactics.
Oh no.
Oh, the classic.
The
classic European
whenever like Netherlands brought in a bunch of handballers with the most rocket arms to, I think it was Glasgow. And it's just like if you got hit, like that ball was like flying about 100 miles off of your body. Painful stuff.
I'm curious to see who the Serbian women are because they haven't entered a women's team; they've entered a mixed team. But this is their first Euro, so it's quite surprising that they would have entered a mix. Like they found women to play in their mix.
Just pluck them off the street, you know.
Well, that's like, I'm curious about where they found the women from, and because the Serbian team, I think it's the Serbians that they're a mix of two different clubs essentially that come together. One that's a handball team and one that's actually a dodgeball team. So I'm curious if their women are from the handballers or from the actual dodgeball team, and whether that might impact things. Because, like you said, with the Netherlands, we've seen before, like their handballer women are very, very strong throwers.
I mean, it makes sense. Like, it's probably the best way to go because that's what Croatia did last time, right? They did a mixed and a men's. It was only Hungary that did straight men's and straight women's, which was odd. But I mean, hey, they did it. I mean, probably a good decision as well. If you've got the women to do it, then put in a women's team. Don't try and do women's and mixed. But yeah, Pool D looks like hell, and I think Pool C could be fun. I think Pool C could have some fun games. But yeah, I don't really know what else to say with the rest of them. And then that Netherlands Sweden, I think in Pool B could be spicy, and Spain. Like if Spain keep improving the rate that they're going, like who the hell's know what they're going to be throwing out. But yeah, should we go on to the next one?
Yeah.
Good pool. Nice work, guys.
Nice pool. Yeah. Any of the last thoughts for mix?
Oh my god. I was gonna say we've kept it under half an hour for the mix pool. Like
I know we're actually. Well, I mean, like I think we've only been going like 5 minutes, so at this rate, it's going to be like a 20-minute episode. So.
Dreams come true.
I mean, episode. Yeah, it's hey, it's just a quick chat. Cool. Women's pools. I'm just gonna let Zoe go again on this one.
I'm very happy. As a Swiss woman, this is quite a nice draw for us.
Yeah.
That is a group that I mean, obviously, like Czech Republic and Sweden are ranked above us, but I would say out of all the people ranked above us that we could have drawn, those are two teams that we'll kind of reckon we've got a shot at. I'm glad that I don't have to play England again. I'm glad I don't have to play Austria. Like, it's quite nice to not be in a group with the three. And yeah, Czech Republic and Sweden those are matches we could win, which is quite nice. Equally, we could still, lose all of the matches. You have to come in the top 2 regardless of which group you're in. So we're the only pool that's got 5 in the women's. So it's a bit more balanced than in the other ones, where you've got a pool that has 5 nations without the host nation. Whereas in the women's, we've just got you get the benefit of having the host nation, but you have one more team to fight. So it's a little bit more balanced, I would say, in the women's, just purely because of the way the maths worked out. Because we do have to beat one more team, and they're long matches. So fitness could be a really important one if you're in a big group. 40-minute matches against 14.
Has that officially come in yet? Is that officially
40-minute
announced? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I don't know if it's officially announced. I get the feeling it must have been.
Heard it here first.
So he's getting in trouble. delete. It's a good thing we're not doing this live.
It's been nice knowing you, Zoe. Next on the podcast.
I've definitely talked to the Swiss about it, so this isn't the first place I've leaked it.
Stop digging yourself in further. Stop it.
He's already dead.
Just list everybody you've sold yourself out to. It's grand.
Oh,
but you guys already knew that, so that must be public-ish knowledge if you guys already knew that.
I mean, yes. I've heard of it, but I don't know.
It's the ish bit that I'm worried about.
I think it would be. Let's put it this way.
Rumored to be 40 minutes.
If there are any,
legend, folks, this is all alleged.
Yeah, if there are any rule changes, I'm sure there will be an EDF post coming out soon about rule changes.
The rules are nearly done.
It'll suddenly be published tomorrow.
I was gonna say I'm pretty sure I'm proofreading the rules this weekend, so the rules are about to come out.
Cool. So yeah. Anyway, the one thing I forgot to say about.
I want to keep talking now.
No, it's alright. I'll talk for you. It's fine. Jesus. One thing we absolutely lost it, and it's only been 8 minutes.
It's been a while since we've done this.
Yeah, can't you tell by how janky the whole setup is?
Awful.
And Zoe's internet is starting to go. Amazing. Right.
Yeah, convenient.
Anyway, so what I was going to say about mixed that I've reminded myself here is the home nation battles that you're going to see in some of the groups. So in the mix, you're going to see Wales and Scotland have to fight it out. In here, obviously, England and Wales are playing in the women's pool. They were in the same pool last time, and that was one hell of a game. So I imagine it's going to be... Were France not in the same group as Wales and England last time as well? May have to look into that, because I have a feeling they were.
Wasn't that a thing with I predicted France would get out and you guys didn't?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
That happens a lot, to be honest.
It's like you know something about European dodgeball and we don't venture outside of this country. But yeah, I think it could be an interesting one for Pool C. Pool C is definitely the hellish group if there is one. Rip Hungary.
Jesus, yeah.
That's
rip
going to be
Hungary,
rough.
but also just the idea that one out of England, Wales, or France isn't going to make it out when 2 out of Pool A will is quite funny.
Yeah, that is kind of insane. Yeah, Wales, France, or England won't be in the top 8, but someone like
I think that gives Sweden a really good chance for a good run this year. Now the more I look at it,
and Switzerland.
Well, any of them, to be honest.
No, because you're in it, Zoe.
just get out of the group stage and you're in with a fairly decent shot. Because if you finish,
whoever comes top of that group,
whoever gets top of that group,
serious run.
Yeah.
Top tip from Nick though: if you win your matches, you tend to do better.
I mean, if you win the game in front of you, you'll win the tournament. It's that simple, guys.
That's true. If you don't lose a match, you will win.
Welcome to knockout dodgeball.
This has been Leeds Dodgers' tactics since day one. You know this, Zoe. Just win the game in front of you. It's fine.
Your men struggled to do that.
Well, I think the women did too at times.
I'm not going after Zoe anymore.
Oh, it's alright. She can disappear at the right times.
Saved by my internet.
Yeah, same way.
Is this where we get the RIP Zoe thing that B's made up?
Oh dear.
Leeds will be making up one for next season.
Yep, you better. But it's going back to Euros, guys. Like, bring us back on track.
Sorry.
Do we actually have any viewers left? I bet everyone's left by now.
I think Modin's
So
still around.
Zoe's left us.
yeah. Pool B and Pool D look actually quite interesting. Like in terms of that second place fight in the group, I think they will be an interesting draw as well going forward. But yeah, I think
they all have a good, interesting storyline to kind of tell, right? Like, there's no pool I look at and go like, there's a clear and obvious top two. Like, I do think Austria and England will come through top of their group fairly easy, right? But then after that, like, it actually is interesting battles for who comes out of it after that. And same with Pool A and Pool D. Like, I couldn't sit here right now and tell you for certain who I would be predicting for first and second. Every pool I've looked at so far, it is actually going to be a really balanced tournament. From the looks of it, which is making me very excited as a spectator. This time around,
it's gonna be interesting because of like the fact that this is and correct me if I'm wrong on the history here, but I'm pretty sure this is the first time that women's and mixed have had 4 pools rather than 3. So
I haven't even thought about that. I'll be honest.
I don't know. Didn't we have 4 pools last time?
No, only men had 4 pools last time because they had 15 teams. It was 15 teams in mixed and women's last year and 16 in men's.
You are probably right. However, I could not tell you for certain.
So my point being is that with the split of the teams, it means there is going to be potentially more of a fight, more an opportunity to get into the quarters for various teams.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah.
And
there's not going to be any of this weird, like, best third place team that you usually get every tournament, which is I'll put it out there. The dumbest shit I ever see is the best third place stuff. I'd say in every sport, it just baffles my head that's the thing that exists.
It makes sense. Yeah. It's not ideal, but it makes sense.
It's strongly not ideal.
Yes. For me, it just loses a lot of integrity is the wrong word, but balance of the tournament, in my opinion. But yeah, I'm looking at the pool so far. That is a very exciting group stage, and unlike last year for most groups, I was pretty confident on who would be like going through to the quarterfinals. I think most of us got like over 3/4 of it right with the odd shock. But this year there's actually quite a lot of, especially the fight for second in most groups is a very interesting one. We want exciting dodgeball.
We do, and the great thing is as well is that I've actually read the rules this year, so when we do our predictions, we can actually do them properly.
That was
You haven't read the new rules yet, though.
That's true.
He's already made his Excel sheet for our predictions.
I have actually, so they're going out after this. I didn't want you to think too hard about like this episode, so I'm just like I'm ready. I'm ready for it.
I've thought too hard. You've underestimated me, my friend.
About dodgeball, you've definitely thought hard about dodgeball at times. You can't deny that.
Like, if I do more than 10% brain power, that's me overthinking, mate.
And that's how he got injured. Anyway, should we go on to the final set of pools after the draw? We've got Dave pool. That's not Dave pool.
I had to get the joke.
Dave pool's got a lot more hair than I remember.
Oh dear.
Right. Incredible.
Oh, everyone is so looking forward to the new season of Catching Out, aren't they? Right, men's pools. Which is probably the group of death, do you reckon? Do we think there is one? I reckon it's Group B. Personally, if I had to pick one.
Tricky, isn't it?
Depends. I tell you what, I could see a potential upset in C.
Yeah.
Swiss and Netherlands are always tricky ones to beat. Yeah, they're like they either play an incredible game or they slump away after the first half. Yeah, there's never really an in between whenever you watch them. So like, you wouldn't be sitting there going like Austria Wales are guaranteed to go through. Like,
like Hungary had a
Pool
really
D
good.
depends on what kind of squad Ireland have got going over. I haven't really heard or seen much. I'll be perfectly honest.
Can we also just appreciate? Can we just appreciate like Colm's all Irish theme setup here with the Ireland rugby top and the green headset? Absolute legend.
You can see the flag.
See the flag in the distance.
Oh yeah.
And a green mouse mat. Like it's like he's Irish or something.
Oh shit! And the mouse mat I didn't even notice. I've had that for like 5 years.
Yeah, that could be an interesting pool. I think like Pool A could also be interesting depending on how some of the games go. Like that second spot, I couldn't tell you who's getting through.
Are Denmark new?
Yes, Denmark and
yes.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah.
I was like, I definitely don't remember seeing them in the rankings. I remembered stuff. I'm proud of me.
We're proud of you too, Colm. What was that, sorry?
I was saying it's Will Robinson, isn't it? The guy from Storm who went over to Denmark.
Yeah.
And is their head.
Oh yes, of course. I heard about this. Yeah. That's all clicked into my head.
I'd also like I haven't heard anything about how they're doing, but they've done a lot of training with the Swedish lot. So I'd say that they've got.
They trained against Lugo today, didn't they?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Like, and they've done a couple of friendly tournaments with them as well, and they've done. They did the what was it? The Sweden national one.
Cup.
Yes, the Scandinavian Cup. Yeah, because Norway were there as well, right?
Yeah.
So.
That would tend to make the Scandinavian teams, yeah.
Yep, just missing Finland.
I mean, they didn't get Iceland, did they? Finland's not part of Scandinavia.
Is it not?
No.
No, Finland's a Nordic country.
Yeah.
But not Scandinavian.
What the hell's the difference? Oh, we're so good at geography on this. on this pod.
Now the viewers are switching off if they haven't already.
Yeah, sorry. This is not dodgeball related at all.
I thought I went off on tangents this podcast.
No, it's solely us talking about Scandinavian and Nordic countries. Anyway, trying to bring us back on. Yeah, any other thoughts on like first look at these groups in terms of what? Like Pool C also. Yeah, I think Pool B is the worst.
No, I'd say Pool C is worse. Because Pool B, Hungary played really well last time, but what we noticed in the groups last time round was Hungary did incredibly well against Scotland, and then Scotland worked out how to play against them and pulled it back. And then when Switzerland played Hungary, because we'd watched Scotland playing against Hungary, we knew how to play them. So while Hungary were like kind of like on paper quite a decent threat last time around, I would say people have kind of worked them out this time. And I don't know if they'll have changed enough to counteract that, if their tactics have changed up, if their players' abilities have changed up. So I would say like what's in my like the fourth ranked team in that pool, I would say is not as much of a wild card as the fourth ranked team in Pool C. The top four in Pool C, I would say, are very like they're much tighter than the top four in Pool B, but the top three in Pool B are probably tighter than the top three in Pool C. So they're both good. I guess
maybe this is my controversial opinion, but I think Wales, Switzerland, and Netherlands, two of them not getting into the top 8, is less controversial than Scotland, France, or England. Well, Scotland or France not getting into the top 8.
I mean, Switzerland beat France last time, so.
Yeah, but that was like a big that was a big deal. Like, it was a big deal last time. So I don't know. Maybe France have learned a thing or two or not.
France historically would definitely have been seen as an extremely strong team.
Yeah.
So like if you take in like the entire history of dodgeball, yes, that would definitely be a bigger upset for France. However, based on last year, it wouldn't be. You know what I mean? It's like it's the history behind the whole thing, you know.
I think there's a higher chance in Pool C that there'll be an upset, whereas Pool B, I think, yes, there'll be one of those three that won't go through. But Pool C, I honestly couldn't tell you who out of three teams. I think it's three teams are competing for the second spot in Pool C, whereas two teams are competing for it in Pool B. In my mind, no offense.
Yeah. I guess.
I do feel bad for Norway and Serbia in this conversation.
Yeah, sorry also to Norway and Serbia. We're just assuming you're going to be kind of rough.
Difficult groups. They've got very difficult groups.
They're going to have an absolute laugh though come Saturday and Sunday, because like the way it settles out with the playoffs for positioning, like they'll be competitive. That's the whole point of them, right? So that you get some good competition, and there'll be some competitive games, and it'll be really fun to see who picks up and learns stuff on the fly and applies it to the game for the weekend, versus those that are still figuring it out and trying to understand some of the rules and some of the logic. But I don't think that's going to be the case. I think all three teams should come with a good level of knowledge, or like a decent level. So yeah, I think it's going to be good fun. Don't think I've got anything else to say on that. I guess. Oh yeah, what I was going to say is I think if Wales, Switzerland, or Netherlands, like, I think any of them could beat each other, which means to me it wouldn't be a surprise, it wouldn't be an upset. Whereas, like, if
but the question is like, what's the toughest group? And
I guess
with that being on such a level playing field between the three, and like Wales are one of those teams that are also able to step it up to match their opponent, like levels wise. Like we see them give a really good game against England last Euros, and if there's a team that can just out of nowhere pull it out of the bag against and pull off an potential upset, it's Wales and Austria. I think it'd be a very good game. Because Wales have some very experienced, like high quality players that on their day could match a lot of the Austrian players. So that definitely a potentially very good matchup.
Yeah, I was still shocked that Austria came third last year. Like,
well, there's the whole ordeal of like half of them had COVID, didn't they? And injuries left, right, and center. Like it definitely. The amount of DMs we got after our results podcast going, right, let's get this straight. There's a reason why we didn't match up. I was like, we've hit a nerve somewhere. somebody didn't like our analysis of the semis.
There was a particular red spike that appeared in listenership in the central of Europe. Like, just
yeah, our podcast is definitely floating around a few group chats going, what the fuck are these guys talking about?
Yeah, when YouTube tells you where people have come from, and like number one is WhatsApp, and it's like
that has genuinely been my favorite thing about this podcast by an absolute country mile, is seeing the WhatsApp shared numbers just spike after we've said something controversial. We've definitely been in a few like Spartans and Derby group chats over the past.
I was going to say, definitely the Derby one.
And then you can just like, you go along the scroll thing and it says the most viewed replayed point, and you're like, oh, this is what we said.
Also one of the best features on YouTube.
Absolutely love it.
It's so funny.
But yeah, I guess that wraps us up really.
Thanks.
It's going to be a very exciting.
This is horrible because I haven't actually fixed my.
Yeah, be good.
Let's go back. This is what happens when Nick hasn't got his stuff in. Yeah, welcome again.
Welcome, guys.
Yeah, I'm currently away at the week for the week at the moment, so not with my normal setup. It's just why things have been a bit balked. But yeah, I guess any final words? Any final thoughts?
predictions going to be
No.
really fun, I think.
Yeah, well, predictions will be fun.
Um,
No idea when we're going to get around to doing them. If we are going to do them.
Oh,
What's
we'll
it?
do them.
Oh,
Wise up.
well, maybe.
Don't, don't tease it, right? If this gets to how many likes we've got 3 likes now, right? 10 likes, and we'll do a prediction.
We
episode.
like on some of our episodes we get like 300 plus.
Listen, Zoe, we're going full on YouTuber mode this year.
We've got like
Ten
we're getting the
whole
interactions up. Comment below which competition you're most excited for this year.
yeah. Which is your like, which pool was your group of death, and which pool is the nicest pool? Would you say, for each competition? Let's go with that
Anybody who
one as
replies that the nicest pool is Dave pool, you're getting blocked.
Someone's gonna do that now, and we've got to follow through with it.
Fingers crossed it's badly.
Bets have been made.
Oh god.
Anyway, if you like this content, do like and subscribe because there will be more of it. Probably. But yeah, we'll be back at some point. Keep an eye on our socials. We've got the groups. They're up there at the moment. We'll put our predictions up there when we do those as well, and we'll definitely keep coverage of Euros while we're there. Zoe and I are going. Colm, unfortunately, we'll be thinking of you.
Stop it! Wow. Nick's gonna be thinking of me. Jeez.
It's because my rating this.
Right, don't interact with people for like 3 weeks.
Because my rating is like not for kids.
Yeah.
Because YouTube will just be flying us saying what? What is he saying?
Excuse me.
Oh yeah. Anyway, that's the end of the episode. Like and subscribe, follow our Instagram, Facebook, everything. Memes will be coming up plenty from Aussie Yek. I will get the pronunciation right while I'm there, probably. But yeah, see ya.